Hi, it's Lisa from Lizzie's Creative Cabin, and today I thought it'd be interesting to go through a load of ephemera and stuff that I've collected ready to make a travel journal from our recent trip to Venice. So what I've got here is a pile of ephemera and some other bits and bobs that I've bought or made ready to go in the journal. So first of all, this journal is going to be based on an altered book. It's not the same as the ones I've been doing more recently, but more akin to my Florence and Rome journal, which the video is on here if you wanted to have a look at it. So I have got a book that I am going to use. I've already taken out the pages. I'm not going to widen the spine. I don't need to because it's just a long weekend to Venice. But what I've done is I've taken out more than half of the pages just to give me enough space. It'll still sit probably like this when it's finished, but I don't mind that. So it's going to be based on this book. I will cover it. The reason I use these types of books when I do altered book journals is the paper that the pages are made of. I absolutely love it. It's vintage, but also it's really thick, so it really makes a really good base for journal pages. I've also used duct tape to stick every page down where I pulled the pages out, just to give it a little bit more strength, but you won't see any of that anyway once the journal's completed, because I'll cover it all. So that's the book I'm going to be using, so I'll just put that to one side. We'll go through the ephemera in a minute, but I've also bought some things to go in it. So I bought some stickers. I got these from eBay. I didn't buy them while we were away. This is my second try at these. I bought a sheet and then lost them. I have no idea what happened to them, so I had to buy a second sheet, but I just thought these were really attractive stickers that I can use at some point during the journal. I also bought some paper napkins. I like to use these to stick on pages as a background, because you get that see-through effect on it, so that you can still see the paper print coming through on the pages, which I think gives a really nice effect. So I bought that one, and then I bought this one as well. You can buy them individually on eBay for crafting purposes. You don't need to buy a whole pack somewhere. And this one, I'll probably cut out the individual elements of it and use them on the pages. So that's those. And then there's another serviette here which I've got left over from a previous journal that I did, and it's just got grapes on it, so I thought I could use this one in this journal as well. I've also got a birthday card that somebody bought me for my birthday, my last birthday in October. It was my 60th birthday, and the trip to Venice was actually one of the presents that my husband got me. And coincidentally, because he didn't know, one of our neighbours got me this card which has got Venice on it, so I saved that because I thought I'd be able to use that in this journal as well. I've got my photos from free prints that I've just received back. What I tend to do is I collage them and put at least a couple on each sheet, so I get double the amount for my money. So I've got, I don't know, over 100 photos here. I won't use all of those, but I've printed off what I think are the best ones, and we'll see how we go with that. Some of my favourite pictures I've done as whole photos rather than in the collage, because they'll look better on the page as big pictures. So that's those. As I say, I get those from free prints. I have got a selfie printer, so what I might do, if I decide one of the smaller pictures I need it bigger or something, I use my selfie printer to print them out. And I might have missed the odd photo as well, which again, I use the selfie printer. I can either print them as whole pictures, or there's a collage feature in the app for my selfie printer, so I can print them out small as well. So I don't know yet, I might print out more, I might not. So that's free prints. Here some other little bits and bobs that I'm going to be using. I thought I'd have a go at doing an ink and watercolour picture. That was it. First time I've ever done it. Might be the last time. I'm not sure. I like it. I don't know. But I'll probably use it anyway. we've got a vintage Italian stamp that I found in I've got a little bag of old stamps. There was one Italian one in there, so I'll probably use that somewhere. This is something that I saw on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the channel. I'll write it down below in the description afterwards, but it's basically florist's wire. I've used fake gold leaf on it afterwards. There's a bit that's cut out of that napkin that I showed you earlier that you stick in, and you use Mod Podge. I'm not sure I like that again either. I can't get it right. I've tried a few times and it's not particularly see-through. It's all right once you get it on the white page like that. I don't know what I'm going to use it for either. I might use it in a page. I might use it as a charm on the book. I don't know, but it's done. It's there. I wanted to have a go at doing it. I did it. Not 100% pleased with it, but it'll probably work in there as well. The other thing I've done is I've printed some poems off of the internet about Venice. I'll show you that in a minute. And aged them. So I've used typewriter font, which is Courier, to do them, so it looks like they've come off a typewriter, and then I've just aged them with ink around the edge. I've stuck some pins in, and this one here was actually a book page on the internet, so I've printed it off and it looks like a book page. It looks like it's come out of a book, but it hasn't. It's just plain paper, but I'm really pleased with that one. So I use those in the journal as well. Just some clips. I had a go at rusting some paper clips. It's the same channel on YouTube as the lady that did this, whose name I can't remember, but I will put it in the description below. She's got a way of rusting paper clips on there. I don't know if you can see. It wasn't 100% successful at all, but it was my first go, and I might use those in there. I do like the aged vintage look of things. That's why I tried that, better than having shiny paper clips. And she also has a way of aging sellotape, but I couldn't do that because I hadn't got any alcohol inks, which is the way she did it. So I've done it. It's not brilliant. Let's do it on here. You can see it has got a tinge to it. Actually, I quite like that. It's not too over the top. Basically, all I did was I put some an ink pad, put it down on a surface, not this one, but something like this, and then just stuck the sellotape onto it, and it gives you quite a subtle effect, and it's still sticky as well. So I'll probably use that in there again. I don't know. I just get all these things together in advance. Here I've got a piece of fabric that I've used an ink pad just to do a stencil on there, some feathers. I don't know whether I like that or not. We'll give it a go, see if I can use it. I might not. And then here I've got a book of which I've had a long time, which I picked up probably in a charity shop, I don't know. It's about Italian painters. There's a section on Venetian painters in here. So I can use some of that as backing papers as well. It's in English, it's not in Italian, but it is about Italian painters. Again, may or may not use it, I don't know, but I've got it ready to go. So that brings me on to the ephemera. Now, when I go on a trip, whether it's in the UK or whether it's abroad, I have this envelope, which I take with me. It's empty, and I just fill it with all the ephemera. I never used to do this, and I used to lose half of it, but now I do this, I come back with a big pile. So what I would suggest is, when you are collecting ephemera while you're on a trip, is collect everything you can, because ultimately you won't have enough. That's why you need all the other things as well. So I'll just run through some of the things I've got with you here, so you can see the sort of things that I collect. I haven't been in this since we got back, so I've forgotten. It was about 3 weeks ago that we went. That's just a serviette from a little cafe, which we had a drink in. And then tickets. You still get tickets when you're abroad usually. It's not when you go up, just turn up somewhere and book and go in. They give you a ticket. So this is actually, this is a boat. This is a boat ticket for when we either went on a trip, I can't remember, or it was the one that we got back to the airport. But tickets, I'm just going to sort of separate these out while I'm doing it. Tickets are really useful things. That's a shower cap from the hotel room. Receipts for everything. Just keep them all. You might not need them, you might not use them, but if nothing else, they might create a good backing on a page. Lots of receipts. This is, I always send myself a postcard while we're away. It hasn't come yet. I don't expect it to come. I will have finished the journal before it comes. That's fine. I'll tip it. I'll do it as a tip in at some point afterwards. But this was the other half of the stamp that we got in the shop where we posted it. So I kept that. Empty sugar from the hotel room. That is also sugar. There's a ticket from a museum. They also really nice tickets tend to be here. We went to the Peggy Guggenheim collection, absolutely brilliant. I'll be doing a few pages on that alone in the journal, I think. It's all modern art. Absolutely amazing, her collection. So they're the tickets from that. More receipts. This is just a little bag that something came in, very pretty. Can use that on a page as a pocket. Receipts, more receipts. This was just a postcard I picked up while we were somewhere. I don't know, it's not somewhere we visited, but I did just pick it up. This is from the hotel room. It's the fridge, the bar, mini bar menu. Again, just a nice thing to have as a backing on a page. Another serviette there. Bag of crisps. Simple as that. More sugar. That was a label off a water bottle. We went to Murano on a day trip. I didn't go into this shop, but I found this on the floor, so I picked it up. Another receipt, another ticket, 2 tickets. Again, another ticket. This is a bookmark, I think, which I picked up in a shop, which I loved. I thought it was really pretty, and simple thing that you can use. It will make your, just add a little bit extra. This was what we had our room key in, where we stayed at the hotel. We can use that as a tuck spot. Cork, probably won't use it, but I don't know. Then various bits, the tags from the airport there. This is the Italian version of fruit pastels. Receipts. Another ticket, boat ticket. The boat ticket. We use the boats. The boats are like buses there, so we just got like the bus boats to go out to the islands. That's another food label. These are some postcards I bought in a shop. So first of all, you get a nice little bag, and then I got these 2 postcards. Which depict some of the characters from the what do you call it? I can't remember what it's called. It's not Mardi Gras, that's France. But anyway, it's 2 postcards from that, which I will use. Very pretty. I did actually buy a mask while we were there. Masquerade. Yes, that's it. I did actually buy a mask while we were there, which is hanging on the wall in my craft room. But I want to do quite a bit about that sort of aspect of Venice. These are just 2 cards from a shop that we went in and bought some limoncello. I love limoncello. These are boarding passes, which we printed off, because obviously you don't get them printed off unless you want them. Receipts. I always print things off so that I can put them in my journals. That's another stamp. We sent 2 postcards. This was from the hotel. Reception desks always have maps. Sometimes they give them to you, but other times you have to ask. These weren't sitting on the reception desk. I had to ask for it, but you get a really good map there of Venice, and you can use it, either cut it up and use it bit by bit on pages, put it in as a whole fold out thing. It's also got some pictures of the hotel and the bedrooms on here as well, so they'd be quite useful. Oh, this is from an exhibition we saw in a museum. It was an exhibition of Japanese kimonos, so I picked that up. Another ticket, another receipt. This is actually, this I've stuffed in here, but I already had this. It's a vintage map of Italy, which I bought when we went to Rome and Pisa and Pompeii and Florence. And I used it in my other journal, but it's still got Venice on it. So I can use that bit of it again. There's some other bits of it. And there, and there. So that all look really nice. I'll put that over there with the other stuff. Here's another bag that came with something. Tickets, boarding pass. This is from the hotel room itself. It was another map, quite a smaller and different map, but I quite like that one. Food label. That's our parking. I probably won't use that at the airport. Boarding, more copies of the boarding passes just in case, and that's our travel insurance. That needs to go somewhere else. Receipt, tickets. This came off of a bottle of wine. I flattened it out. That will look really nice on a page. Another ticket. This is a soap from the hotel room. I used the cover for that. And then here are, I always, when we go abroad, I'll buy a newspaper because it might have some nice titles that you can use, but it also has got lots of Italian text which you can cut out and use as backing on your pages. Sometimes they have other things in as well, like see, things like this that you can cut out and use as backings. But that's a tip. Always buy a newspaper when you're abroad. They cost very, very little, but they're really useful. And you won't use all of it either, so you can use it for other things in the future. Then I've got here a magazine that was in Venice Airport that my husband found. It was a free magazine, and it's in English and Italian, and it's got loads of pictures of Venice in and text in Italian that I'll be able to cut out and use. This journal, look at that, it's gorgeous. And Life is Beautiful in Venice, great title. I'm going to be decorating the front of the book as well, so something like this might actually work to decorate the book cover rather than go inside the journal itself. Now, this particular journal that I'm doing, because it's Venice and because of the faded beauty that Venice is, I want to make it a bit more arty. I'm going to put some more videos up of some of my other journals, particularly the ones that are in the UK, because they're a different feeling to my Italian ones. But this one is going to be a bit more arty. So a lot of these pictures and things that are in here are going to be really useful. This is the magazine that was on the plane, and I didn't realise that you could pinch it, but it says read it on board and then take it away, so I didn't feel so bad about that. And this has got stuff about Venice in here as well, not a lot, but it has got a page on Venice. Can't find it just now, but that'll be ideal for cutting out. This here actually, which I've slotted in there, are just some of my photos, not that. Oh, there's a beer bottle lid. These are photos I took of a marble floor in a church, and what I do with these is print them off on the normal printer, the A4 printer, and then I can use them and stick on as backing sheets on the pages. So they're all much of a muchness really, but I'll use bits of them and whole pages. There is one paper, I think, just that one. Yeah, well, that's a different floor. That's a terrazzo floor rather than a mosaic floor. And then this was a window in the Peggy Guggenheim, which again, I thought would make a really nice backing. This is a map I printed off of the internet. The only other thing I've got currently, let me just grab it, is I bought this bag of trimmings and piping off of eBay. It cost me next to nothing. In an auction, nobody else wanted it. I think it cost me £1 something, plus the postage, which was only a few pounds. So absolute massive bargain. And just look at these. How gorgeous are these trimmings? And perfect. I didn't buy them really thinking about my Venice Journal, but I mean, come on, look at those. Absolutely perfect for the Venice Journal. This faded opulence sort of look, which just sums up Venice perfectly. And look at that gorgeous blue one. Absolutely stunning. So I'll be using these on the page edges as well. So that's everything I've got. I'm going to be starting it. I might try and do some journal with me. I've been really unsuccessful at trying to film journal with me before, and the reason for that, I think, is because of the way I journal. I don't plan it massively in advance. I just jump in and do it. So what I tend to do is I start by doing the whole book, by putting backgrounds in and things like that, and then I'll put my ephemera in across the whole book, then my photos across the whole book, and then finishing touches and the page edges, and then I'll do my journaling. So I don't actually do a completed page, so I'm not in one go. So it probably won't work as a video really. It'd be a little bit frustrating perhaps. So I might try and do a whole page in one go. We'll see how we go with that. But failing that, probably in a couple of weeks' time, it will be complete, and I will put a flip through of the whole journal. I'll do that anyway, even if I do some journal with me's. Also, I'm going to put up some videos of some of my other journals as well. France, and also a lot in the UK, and also my daily journals. I might put some of those up as well. We'll see how we go. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.